Now come to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Council, Mayor Burcroft, Madam Treasurer, Deputy Clerk, and audience. This is the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Monday, April 23rd, 2018. And at this time, we will have roll call. Councilwoman Abdo.
Here.
Councilman Barton.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe.
Here.
Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
Councilman Wadsworth.
Here.
Councilwoman Webb. Here. And Councilwoman Williams.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you.
Tonight, we're submitting an amended agenda. We've added agenda item 5E. At this time, the amended agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda. Number 2, minutes. 3, petitioner. 4, chairperson's report. 5, mayor's report. 6A, clerk's report. 6B, treasurer's report. 7, public comment. 8, unfinished business. 9, new business. 10, communication. 11 is warrant 18-08, and number 12 is adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the amended council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved. Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the amended agenda as presented. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Agenda approved.
Number 2 are the minutes. 2A for approval are the minutes from the regular meeting held on April 9th, 2018.
So move for April the 9th, 2018.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting, which was held April the 9th, 2018. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
For approval are the minutes from the special open meeting held on April 9th, 2018. And this was regarding the Downriver Utility Wastewater Authority definitive transfer agreement and the 2018-19 city budget.
So moved for approval of the minutes from the special meeting held April 9th, 2018.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for the approval of the minutes from our special meeting held Monday, April the 9th, 2018. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
There are no petitioners this evening. Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The chairperson's report is we had a 6 o'clock meeting, a study session, which was discussion of city budget. And other things, I just want to say a lot of things went on this week in the city of Romulus. I want to expand on it because I'm sure that people that was involved a lot would have something to say on this matter. So at this time, the chairperson do not have a report.
Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, City Council, Treasurer, Clerk, Deputy Clerk, and audience. Tonight I brought this quote, and it goes as this. At the end of your life, you'll never regret not having passed one more test, not winning one more verdict, or not closing one more deal. You will regret time not spent with your husband, a friend, a child, or a parent. And that was a quote from former First Lady Barbara Bush, who passed away. So, words of wisdom. May she rest in peace. Mr. Chairman, we do have a lot going on. I think we have a video report. Don't we, Roger? We could run that real quick.
Good evening. Here are some events coming up. On Thursday the 26th, the library will have its Money Smart Week program at 6:30 p.m. The Romulus Chamber of Commerce will honor Reverend William Kren with its annual Person of the Year award on Friday evening. On Saturday, the Romulus Civic League will hold its 6th annual Health and Fitness Neighborhood Fun Walk. The walk starts at 10 a.m. from the Civic League building on Warman Road. Relay for Life will hold its pancake breakfast on Saturday morning, the 28th. It'll run from 8 until 11 and will be held at the Community Methodist Church. The Romulus Rotary Club presents a tribute to the legends as they step back in time, featuring musical greats from the 50s and 60s. The event will be held at the VFW on Saturday, the 28th. Friday, May the 11th, the annual Animal Shelter Bowling fundraiser will be held at Romulus Lanes at 7:30 p.m. To find out more about all of our community events, go to the locations noted on your screen.
Thank you, Dennis. A couple other things before I get into my business items. Our next budgetary is our public hearing on May the 7th. We're obviously off for the extra Monday next week, so I wanted to hit a couple celebration dates, Mr. Chairman, to give a shout out. Thursday, April 26th is Bill Wadsworth's birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Council Wadsworth. That next Tuesday, May 1st, is our clerk, Ellen Bragg. Happy birthday to you. And then we also have our newer Councilwoman Tina Talley has, I show May 2nd is your birthday, so happy birthday. I wanted to also give a shout out and thanks. We had clean sweep on Saturday. Ton of people stepped up and helped. Again, this is something we've been doing. We've had elementaries involved. We had some businesses involved. We had employees come out and electeds, volunteer their time really just to clean up. And it was a great day. We had a nice day. The weather was good and cooperated. And Roberto here, we had him driving around in the truck picking up. He was slinging bags of garbage in the back, and along with a lot of other helpers. So hopefully the thought is when they clean up that area, if it's downtown or a neighborhood or a business, people will take ownership and just kind of keep an eye on it through the season. So we started off the week right. Also, and I don't see Jan here, but I know we had a heck of an event last Friday. The VFW, Jan Lemon, the Cemetery Board. We found out we have a Medal of Honor winner in our Romulus Historic Cemetery that we didn't know about. So really it was a fundraiser to raise money to get the appropriate marker for that grave. The family was there. Just a great event. When I pull in and the parking lot's full and people are just streaming in, a lot of people stepped up, and I'll forget some that I thank, but just a great event for doing the right thing in Romulus. So if you supported that, thank you. For my action items tonight, I do have a few. What you have before you in item 5A requires 2 motions. And this is a recommendation that came through Lynn Conway, Purchasing Director, and Roberto Scapitici, our DPW Director, and OHM Advisors. So this is, the first motion is a request to concur with administration. And this would be the award bid ITB 17/18-21 to the low bidder, DVM Utilities, Inc., for water main improvement located along Middle Belt Road for the city of Romulus, Department of Public Works. The amount is $528,216.75. Those funds have been verified and budgeted and will come out of the Water Sewer Fund capital outlay.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, for IT bid 17/18-21 for the Middle Belt Road water main improvements.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe. This is for the ITB 17/18-21 project, Middlebelt Road water main improvements. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. And the second motion for that, as you know, with large projects, there's always a contingency involved. And this is a motion to concur with administration to authorize a 10% or $52,822 in contingency to allow for written change orders in the event that unforeseen work not currently included in the scope of the work can be handled and identified.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with administration and authorize a 10%, which is $52,822 contingency to allow for written
change orders in the event that unforeseen work not currently included in the scope of the work of the contract is identified.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley. And this is to concur with the administration authorize a 10%, which is $52,822 contingency to allow for written change orders in the event that unforeseen work not currently included in the scope of the work of the contract identified. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Ms. Webb.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. The next item is a recommendation from Rose Swadan, our Senior Services Director, and this is a request to authorize payment for Senior Alliance 2018 fiscal year match for 2017 statistics in the amount of $1,838.
Chair, I'll make that motion for the Senior Alliance year 2018 match.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, and this is for the Senior Alliance's fiscal year 2018 match. Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Ms. Webb.
Yes.
Votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. The next item is a recommendation that came through Roberto Scapitici, our DPW Director, and it's to concur with administration, adopt the attached resolution authorizing the city's representative to vote in favor of the purchase of the Downriver Sanitary Treatment System. The vote will be in favor of an acquisition of the system to control our own destiny with rates and cost and in the city's waste discharge for that district.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mr. Abdo.
I'll make that motion to concur with the administration and adopt the attached resolution authorizing the city's representative to vote in favor of the purchase of the Downriver Sanitary Treatment System.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Webb, for the concur with the administration and adopt attached resolution authorizing the city representative to vote in favor of the purchase of the Downriver Sanitation Treatment System. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Ms. Webb.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. Next is a request for our Citizens Advisory Council, and it's I'm asking for a motion to concur with the administration and reinstate the Citizens Advisory Council and reappoint Eva Webb and Sharon Walker, and appoint Jody Kane, Wayne Lajeunesse, Gerald Wendland, Heather Mann to the DDA Plan Downtown Citizens Advisory Council.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Support.
For the Citizens Advisory appointment.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Williams. This is for the Citizen Advisory Council, reappointments and appointments. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Webb.
Yes.
Talley.
Yes.
Roscoe.
Yes.
Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. The last action item is one we talked about earlier in our study session. This is a recommendation from Tim Keys, Economic Development Director, and this is a request to concur with the administration, authorize the city to waive the requirements of the Romulus Code of Ordinance, Section 39 and 6, regarding soliciting bids and publishing the invitation for a bid of our official newspaper, and authorize an emergency repair / replacement on the pool south air handling unit at the Romulus Athletic Center by our current HVAC service contractor, Campbell Inc. The amount is $61,120. Funds are available in the repair and maintenance account.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for the emergency repair of the pool south air handler unit at the rack.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Williams, for emergency repair pool south air handler unit for the rack. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Well, Ms. Webb.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mayor.
Says the clerk's report. Before I begin my action items, I'd like to ask if council will adopt a memorial resolution for Warren Bonham. He passed away on April 11th, 2018.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Webb for memorial resolution for Mr. Barnum. Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. 6A1 for second reading and final adoption is Budget Amendment 17/18-31. This budget amendment was introduced at the council meeting of April 9th, 2018.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Ms. Abdo.
I'll make that motion for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 17/18-31 Technological Services Fund.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Webb for second reading, final adoption of Budget Amendment 17/18-31. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
6A2, the Economic Development Director, Tim Keys, is requesting a joint study session with City Council and the Planning Commission for Monday, May 14th, 2018, beginning at 6:45 p.m. And this is to discuss the Vining Road Development District Economic Strategic Plan. The date and time is available on the calendar.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for a joint study session requested with City Council and the Planning Commission on May 14th, 2018 at 6:45 p.m. to discuss the Vining Road Development District Economic Strategic Plan.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Webb, for the joint study session request for the City Council and the Planning Commission on May 14, 2018 at 6:45 p.m. to discuss the Vining Road Development District Economic Strategy Plan. Roll call, Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
And the last action item under the clerk's report is 6A3. You have a request from the 34th District Court requesting approval to appoint Attorney Lisa Martin as a magistrate for the court effective immediately.
You're the chair, if I may.
Okay, just a minute, I'm gonna come to that, on the discussion, Ms. Webb. Oh, I need a motion and then, a second, then I'll do the roll call, and then I'll ask for discussion. Unless you wanna talk on it first?
We were
No,
gonna
go ahead.
move. We were gonna move on
Right, that's what I
the
said.
motion, right?
Right.
She made the motion.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say something. Cause normally you did it different, Ms. Webb. Okay,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I'd like to make the motion to approve the appointment of Attorney Lisa Robinson Martin as a magistrate for the 34th District Court effective immediately.
Support.
Oh, wow.
Who's supporting that? Her.
Well, so-
Been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, and it's a request to, the appointment of Attorney Lisa Robinson Martin as a magistrate for the court effective immediately. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, Ms. Williams.
I have to follow what Councilwoman Webb said earlier at the study session. Thank you so much, Judge Tina Brooks Green, for allowing us to have Lisa Robinson Martin as a magistrate over at the 34th Court. Whether you realize it or not, you made history, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, any other discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Ms. Talley.
Yeah. Judge Green, just a quick question. Is this a full-time or a part-time position? It's a part-time. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Talley. Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. That concludes the clerk's report. 6, treasurer's report.
Good evening. I do not have anything on my agenda. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 7 is public comment. Individuals who would like to address City Council, you must raise your hand. When recognized by the chair, approach the podium and state your name and address. Remarks shall be limited to 3 minutes, subject to being extended an additional 3 minutes by consent of the chair. There shall be no personal attacks, and remarks shall not contain any profanity, racial, ethnic, sexual, or national origin slurs or overtones. Anyone not adhering to this rule shall lose their right to address City Council. A response to any questions and/or concerns will be provided under agenda item number 8, only if information is available. Otherwise, responses that require further investigation will be given at a later date. Mr. Chair, we have 2 written requests to speak.
Okay.
And first requester, we have Mr. and Mrs. Shoud. And if you would mind, I don't know if your wife wants to approach the podium with you.
She'll stay right there.
Okay, then we have Mr. Shoud, who will introduce himself.
My name is Mr. Shout. I appreciate the council letting me address them for a moment. I want to talk about the trains that we have parking across Wick Road and every other major crossing. It makes it very hard to get home, makes it very hard to get to work sometimes, and more importantly, in case of emergency, when every second counts, our lives are at stake with the train parked there for an hour to an hour and a half at a time. There must be something that we can do about this. I know the federal government says that they trump us as a municipal and as a city, that they say that no rules can be imposed, but does not the federal government work for us? I mean, something really does need to be done. They block every major crossing. We cannot get home. Myself, I carry a CDL license, which is federally regulated. And the cities, municipals, all through Michigan have found a way to work with the federal government to control my license. Why can't we find a way to work with the train companies and have them do something about this? Either shorter trains, put in trestles, disconnect their cars and leave an opening. I mean, somebody's life's at stake. I think it means a little bit more than Congress. You know,
Yes.
I'm just hoping something can be done. It's more and more lately too. When I first moved in, it was seldom. Now lately, it's 3-4 times a week, and it's at crucial moments of the day when you really need to get through. I mean, could they not change their times and go from 11 till 3 in the morning when nobody's really using crossings? Just some food for thought. Hopefully we can come to some resolution on it. That's all I have. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
The next request to address council is coming from Shelley Johnson.
Greetings, everyone.
Reading.
I know I only have 3 minutes. I just moved into the Birch Run Cooperative in February. And there's been an ongoing issue, which I thought it was Birch Run's cooperative property, but I found out it's the city of Romulus property. There is illegal dumping, excessive trash, and I will leave you all with documents and proof to show that. I'm not saying this is only a city Romulus issue. Right now, I am currently working with the board at Birch Run, and Ms. Gibson is here. She's a board member to support that. And we're coming up with a community effort for Birch Run to clean up Birch Run, because there's some housekeeping we have to do on our end too. But there's also something that the city has to do too, and we were hoping to be able to work together in this endeavor. I did call and report the issue to the ordinance department, and they did indicate that they were looking into it. So I am following the correct channels to at least go before them and give them an opportunity to at least start. But I do have some things I want to leave for you. Then I'm going to go back to the board, work with them, bring the community together as a whole, and we're going to come up with a plan. And then we will come back at a later time and ask to be presented and put on the board on an agenda item to show you all what we're prepared to do. Because again, it's not just only Birch Run. We're trying to do this collectively.
Thank you.
So if I could leave these.
Okay,
please,
sure.
please.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, those were the only two written requests.
Okay. Are there any other comments from the audience? Yes. Ms.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Helen Gregory, and I live in Romulus. And I'm here to announce that I am a member of the Romulus Civic League, and every year we have a 1K, 2K walk. And this year, our focus is on health. And we're going to have this walk on Saturday, the 28th of this month, which is April. And we're asking everybody to come out. I don't know whether you have flyers or not, but it will start at 9:30 a.m. That's the warm up. We'll warm up half an hour, and 9:30 and 10 o'clock we will start our walk. And we're asking each one to come out, and this will give you an opportunity to come out and just meet your neighbors and family and friends. You bring your friends, your neighbors, your children, and I just think this will give you an opportunity to come out. It's been kind of a cold winter, and I'm hoping and praying that we would have a nice, beautiful day on that day. So if you want to come out and have fun, and after the walk, we will come back to the Romulus Civic League, cool off with refreshments. Somebody say healthy refreshment, but I know we have some healthy refreshments there, but I just want to put that out there. I just say we just come back for refreshment. And this is the flyer, and I think I've covered everything. Did everyone get a flyer? I know I put some out, so I don't know whether anybody, got a chance to get one. If not, I can pass some out if it's okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Do anyone need a flyer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
Just give them to Ms.
We'll take
Ms.
them and make
Bragg.
sure.
Yeah, and she'll pass them out for us.
Thank you, Ms. Brady.
So we are looking forward to seeing you on Saturday at around 9:30 for warm up, 10 o'clock walk. And thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing all our neighbors.
Thank you.
And friends. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the audience? Yes, Mr. Walker.
Sharon Walker on Gabriel Street. First of all, I'd like to congratulate on her appointment as magistrate. Secondly, I would just like to, she left, but I was gonna thank Rose. During this last blackout that we had, the seniors in both of the senior buildings did not have lights, they didn't have heat, and you can't cook. So Rose and her staff made up big pots of soup, and each day they took soup over to the seniors and over to the Whispering Willows, and people could come in. I didn't have power, so I stayed at the senior building until it closed. The soup was pretty good. But I just thank her for that, her staff, and we had a good time at the senior building.
Thank you. Any other comments from the audience? No more comments from the audience. We'll close that part out. Thank you.
8 is unfinished business.
Mr. Gardner.
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth.
If I can, I'd like to give a shout out to our police chief, Shady Settles, that's out there in the crowd. As you folks know, the Romulus Animal Shelter is a passion of mine. And over the last 15 years, there have been many fundraisers. But Chief, I have to give you credit for what you did on April 14th with the Pucks for Pets. I was totally amazed that you could muster up that many people to volunteer, and there was a lot of our residents that were volunteering, and I want to give you credit and Ordinance Director Freeman credit for what you did. The ceremony that you put on prior to the game was really heartwarming, and you know, I don't know what the final thing was, but I want to thank everybody that was involved in it. And May the 11th is the Romulus Animal Shelter Bowl-a-thon. Thank you, Chief.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Taylor.
And I just have to concur with Councilman Wadsworth. I mean, it was the bomb diggity. I could not believe how amazing it was. And I have to say this about Chief Settles. He takes things over the top. And I was just totally impressed with it. It was so fun serving there that day. And I mean, kudos, Chief. I can't even put it into words. It was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'd like to piggyback on that. We had a blast. It was fantastic. Although the treasurer and I may have broken a few security things, but that's okay. Chief took care of us. We didn't go. But we had the best time. The food was great, and we were treated as though we were the hockey players, that we were so important because they had the VIP section, and the ordinance, Bonnie walked in and she says, Councilwoman Webb, why are you in the volunteer VIP section? I said, look, there's food there, and that's the first place I needed to stop off at. But it was really nice, and I want to thank you, Chief, because that was one of the best and one of the biggest fundraisers that I have attended regarding, helping the animal shelter. It was really nice. Thank you, and thank Bonnie.
Mayor Burkhart.
Yeah, on that topic, again, it was a great event. First time pulling that off, so a lot of moving parts, great job. They're going to download and find out what we can do to make it bigger and better next year. I did also want to respond to a couple public comments, if that's okay for council. There was the question of the trains and CSX, and no doubt, big issue. I'm going to need at some point council's help and the public's help to help us get that word out. I had a meeting Thursday in Huron Township. I've been working with Supervisor Glabe there to try to get this issue addressed. One thing that's a recent development that's a positive is that Huron, they put cameras in at crossings, and they have an app, so on your phone you can at least bring up and see which ones are blocked. They allowed us to put the one at Pennsylvania Road, and we just added Eureka Road to that app as well. So at least right now, both first responders and residents can bring it up on their phone and direct around it. That doesn't help if they're all blocked, obviously. So we're looking at some long-term solves. We had representatives from Gary Peters' office and Debbie Dingle's office and state representatives and so forth, county representatives. We're trying to work collaboratively with Conference of Western Wayne and DCC to get all the communities working together behind trying to get some funding for these grade separations. Ultimately, that's the best long-term solve. We're thinking probably around Pennsylvania Road, just north of where they have their exchange, where they're loading and exchanging cars on a continual basis. That causes a lot of those blockages. But bottom line, we gave them data from Huron and from Romulus on blockages since our last meeting. We had obviously representatives from CSX there. Our grant writer was there as well. It's a big issue, but what I need to make sure we're doing is working with our other communities, because like Woodhaven has a legitimate issue there as well too. So I want to make sure that we're not fighting each other as locals, that we're trying to pull our resources and get that message across to Washington. The issue that they no longer allow us to write tickets, the CSX line and other railroads, they claim it's because of the Commerce Act that we cannot enforce that. I'm trying to get that relooked at, if we can get some political will in Washington to do that. There's a series of things we're working on. What I'd like to do is keep council up to date on it. At some point, I'm probably going to host the next meeting here. Real soon, we're going to need to probably have some town hall meetings where we'll need the public to come out and explain what happened. There's some pretty compelling stories that were told in our meeting that directly impact Huron. They literally had a house burning across the tracks while their public safety was on the other side. So there are some legitimate issues. I would hope we would get some solves sooner rather than later before somebody really gets hurt because of the crossed tracks. Trying to pull in the airport. One angle I think that we have that other communities don't is, you know, we have this major metropolitan airport and the fire service and police service from the airport, they have to cover Willow Run and Metro. So the radius that they have to get to could be blocked because of those tracks. So it's a huge issue. I'll try to keep you updated on it. At some point, I'm going to need council's help on that and other electeds and public to participate. We have a few short-term things we're working on to try to find out what the cost long-term would be for grade separation to get that paid for. As you know, we just came out of budget study sessions and trying to find funding to do that. So that's a little bit of an update. I'll try to keep you posted. If there are residents that want to stay up to date on that issue, we'll definitely keep you posted, and we'll need your help because in my experience with the railroad, unless there's something in it for them, they're most likely not going to do it on their own. So we're going to be needing to push them as a community, and that community meaning, you know, Romulus, surrounding partners, Huron, county, state, and federal government. So that's kind of the update on that, but it is a big problem. I happen to live on Wick Road as well, where it's a problem, but all the crossings are a problem. We hope to have cameras for that system going north all the way to Van Born in Romulus. So that's our short-term solve that our residents and first responders will be able to utilize, but it doesn't do any good if you bring up that we're literally in a meeting, not this one, but a prior one, and they ask, how are the cameras working? And I brought them up. I said, well, they're working fine. They're all blocked. So yeah, that doesn't help you if they're all blocked. And one was a school bus that was waiting. So we've had in Romulus the GM engine plant that couldn't start a shift because they couldn't get their employees across the tracks to get to work. So it's an economic issue. So if they're hiding behind the Commerce Act, I think there's a lot of commerce and economic reasons why we need to solve this issue. But that's just kind of a summary of what I've been dealing with, and I'll need your help.
Mr. Mayor, I just
yes.
want to interject this. I was at that meeting with you, and I think Chief Settles
Yes.
and some more community leaders, and I just want to express that the mayor and the administration is doing all they can to resolve these problems. They're not just sitting back and saying, oh, well, this is the way it is, but no, they're really serious about trying to correct this problem. I just wanted to put that out there, that they're doing the best they can.
Thank you.
John, can I make a comment?
Yes.
I just wanted to piggyback off what you said, but I think our real solution to this problem lies in Washington, D.C., pressuring our legislatures. I called CSX because I'm real concerned. I live on the other side of the tracks, and I'm concerned about fire and stuff like that. And I called to CSX and explained to them why I was calling, and the attitude I got from the railroad was, we were there first. Your roads are crossing our railroad tracks. That was a comment. So I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of cooperation from the railroads. I think we have to go around the legislative route.
Yeah, and I think you're exactly right. I think when they get pressure from Washington, we're also looking at pressuring, they're moving automobiles. So maybe we lobby through the car companies that are giving them the money to move the cars and start making some noise. I'm looking at that option too. They have a tone of arrogance, no doubt about it. I think we're letting them know, though, as we continue, that we're not going away, and we're going to get louder, and we're going to reach higher and deeper with our contacts in Washington and Lansing, and we've got to fix the problem. So again, we'll keep you posted. We're going to continue to work on it, but at some point, I'm going to need the residents to help tell their own personal experience stories with those tracks.
John?
Yes.
I just want to piggyback on everybody else is going back to my days in law enforcement in this town. It was a problem in the 70s, it was a problem in the 80s, and I written numerous tickets that would go to the court with the engine. And I remember one time they actually had a lawyer. They were down on and came there and talked about the Indian Railroad Act of 1874. and we can do what we want. That's when they were pushing forward. And everybody's right. They don't have an attitude that wants to help us. They got an attitude that wants to hinder the situation. But I appreciate you coming here, Mr. Schmidt, talking about it.
Thank you. On a couple of the other items, I'll check into the Birch Run issue. I will get back an answer on that and try to work with ordinance on that. I did want to comment, though, on the power outage and Rose in the center. She did a phenomenal job. She had people there, like was said by Ms. Walker, making soup, and not just that, but we had police and fire. We had record number of runs for our rescues, and not just down wires. We had medical runs that we were on, so it was a very, very busy weekend of crazy freezing rain that caused a lot of issues. We were working to support our schools, so if you were DPW out cutting trees or picking up branches, or if you were Rose Swadan helping the seniors out get by, whatever role you played in the city, thank you for the help, because we had a tough time and a lot of people stood tall, and we kept good customer service and tried to get restored power. Our new contact with DTE, who's coming to our staff meeting tomorrow, did a phenomenal job helping get things reinstated in our community. So I'll keep you posted on that as we move forward. But thanks for the comments on that.
And just to speak on the railroad situation, I'm listening to the mayor and Mr. Wadsworth say how long this been going on. During election time, that's the best time to talk with your legislators and your state representatives and your Congress folks, because they're at your door, knocking at your door, in your mailbox. So start communicating with them and telling them the issue, because a lot of times they'll promise things during the time that they're running, and once they run, you don't hear from them. So I would suggest to those that knock at your door or call your phone, talk to them about what they can do in Washington.
If there's no more unfinished business, number 9 is new business. Number 10 is communication. Number 11 for approval is warrant 18-08.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to
Yes,
make
Ms.
a
Abdo.
motion. We pay warrant 18-08 for the following amounts. General Fund, $131,025. Major Street Fund, $45,103.27. Local Street Fund, $11,224.52. Cable TV, $1,693.80. Merriman Road Special Assessment, $184.01. Street Lighting Fund, $46,273.89. Oakwood SAD, $604.22. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund, $84,151.72. Law Enforcement, $1,347.50. NARC Forfeiture State, $8,475.45. Library Fund, $8,439.93. DDA, $1,213.37. Tifa District 2, $38.50. Court Building Construction Fund, $67,754.84. Vining Road Extension, E-Course Construction, $241,713.82. Water and Sewer, $544,562.35. Motor Vehicle, $81,652.82. Technological Services, $1,990.96. Retirees Insurance Benefits, $189,855.29. Revolving Fund, $2,322.50. General Tax Fund, $6,110. Current Tax, $6,523.78. Payroll Fund, $188,435.42. Total all funds, $1,670,696.96. Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley, to pay warrant number 18-08 for $1,670,696.96. Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Tally,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Warrant number 18-08 will be paid.
Number 12 is adjourned.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned. Thank you.